This is huge news. Breaking last night, the New York Times is reporting, and the SBA has confirmed with a press release. They are increasing the EIDL program from 6 months of working capital all the way to 24 months. What does this mean for you and your EIDL money? When will you finally get your grant? And should you accept the loan? All this and more in today's video. Hello and welcome to Stephen Carlson Show. I'm Stephen Carlson. I'm a tech entrepreneur, real estate investor, author, YouTuber, paramedic, and Bonnie and Clyde are over on there. You can't see them, but they're right over there. The only way we are going to get our $10,000 EIDL grant plus the $5,000 bonus grant is by standing together and making our voices heard. Make sure you comment down below with the hashtag #TeamEIDL and share this video everywhere in your social media accounts. Tag all the local news stations and politicians, demanding that someone in DC finally get off their ass and do something to save our small businesses before we all go out of business. And of course, before I go any further, a very quick reminder, as my regular viewers already know, I have a team of outstanding lawyers that I keep chained up in the basement, and Clyde keeps them from escaping. The only problem with these stinking lawyers, they get a little rowdy whenever I make a video. The only way to calm these lawyers down is to give a quick disclaimer. I screwed up my disclaimer, but you guys already heard it. It's my opinion, and well, I'm not a lawyer, so don't blame me. This is not legal advice. Also, while I have you here, why don't you check out Webull, link down below. Deposit $100, get your 2 free stocks, or if stock investing is not exactly your thing, you can check out the other pinned video down below where you can get the equivalent of 40 free lottery tickets every single week. Okay, all that out of the way, let's get to today's video. First, let me cover the loan program updates, then we will get over to the grant program. The New York Times is reporting companies harmed by the coronavirus pandemic can soon borrow up to $500,000 through the Small Business Administration's Emergency Lending Program, raising a cap that has frustrated many applicants. Quote, "The pandemic has lasted longer than expected," Isabella Guzman, the agency's administrator, said on Wednesday. She followed that up by saying, "We are here to help our small businesses, and that is why I am proud to more than triple the amount of funding they can access." This change to the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or more commonly known as EIDL, will take effect in the week of April 6th. Those who have already received loans but might qualify for more money will be contacted and offered an opportunity to apply for an increase, the agency said. The SBA has approved $200 million in disaster loans to 3.8 million borrowers since the program began last year. Unlike the forgivable loans through the much more well-known and higher-profile Paycheck Protection Program, that's the PPP, these EIDL disaster loans must be paid back. But they do carry very low interest and a very long repayment term. Typically, this decades-old disaster program would make loans up to $2 million in the early days of a pandemic. This agency gave some applicants as much as $900,000, but they very quickly capped this at $150,000 because they feared they would exhaust all their available funding. As many of you know, this cap really screwed over countless small business owners who desperately needed more capital to keep their doors open. This also angered many in Congress, as they did not actually approve the $150,000 cap. And they were largely blindsided when the previous SBA administrator just unilaterally applied this cap to businesses. Thankfully, one of my businesses was lucky enough to apply in the initial days, and we received a much larger amount before they implemented this cap. The agency has over $270 billion left to lend through the coronavirus program, the head of the agency's Office of Disaster Assistance told senators at a hearing on Wednesday. Now, while the $270 billion sounds like a very high number, after some basic math, you will quickly realize it's really not that much money. There's an estimated just over 30 million small businesses before the pandemic started. And while there are no reliable sources of data of how many are still open, if you figure 20% shut down, that only leaves a little over $11,000 available to loan to each business that's still open. Of course, we don't know how many are actually going to apply, so this number could vary. Why do I bring this up? Because I think it's very important for you to apply and fill out everything that they ask for immediately. And I think this will be a first come, first serve type system, very quickly depleting all of the available money. In the SBA's press release, they state that they will contact you if you are eligible. and there is no need to contact them directly until they reach out. So once again, this is a hurry up and wait to see if you get an email from them. I would highly recommend that you stay on top of your emails, and the second, I mean the very second the emails come in, you need to drop everything and do whatever they ask. Whatever questions they want you to fill out, do it immediately. During the first EIDL rollout back in the CARES Act days, many small businesses were completely screwed over because they took too long to reply to the SBA. If you delay in responding, they will put you at the bottom of the list. So far in this video, we've only talked about the loan, not the grant. I'll get to the grant in a second, but before I do, I know a lot of you only want the grant and do not want the loan. I urge you to sit down and do the calculations based upon facts, not about emotions. Yes, it sucks. The government screwed all of us over, and the only real lifeline they're offering requires us to pay back their money. You can complain about it, or you can just get over it. If you want to remain in business, this is likely your only option. You just have to do it. It sucks, I know. I have to go through it too. We all have to go through it together, but we must do it. I have covered in great detail the math as to why the loan is almost always a great idea for many small businesses in this situation. You can check out the video, linked down below. Today's video is getting a little bit long, but I did promise we would talk about the grant. Currently, there isn't really much going on. The SBA is still slowly sending out the targeted EIDL Advance invite emails. In fact, I received one for a second business that I own last week, almost a month from when my primary business received their invite. I have no idea how the SBA is processing their lists, because both of these businesses I applied for the EIDL program at the same time back in March in 2020. So far, nobody that I know of has actually received their $10,000 targeted advance grant or the $5,000 bonus that's given to select hard-hit business industries. Have you received any of your money, or have you received some of these invite emails? Comment down below and let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you click like and subscribe. Doing so really helps the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it, as do Bonnie and Clyde. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.